Hello students, welcome back to the channel. So coming back to the topic, that is types of operating system. So in this video we are going to cover next four important and most expected types of operating systems, that are network operating system, real-time operating system, time sharing and distributed operating system. All these types are very important for your college level examinations as well as your competitive examinations. So, as this is our lecture number 4, and students, in lecture 3 we have discussed batch operating system, multi-programming, multi-processing operating system and multitasking operating systems that are very important. So if you forgot to watch lecture number 3, you can check the description box. I have added the link there. Okay. So now let's start this session with network operating system. So a network operating system runs on a server. That means server is the main thing that we can use in network operating system. So this system runs on server and provide the server the capabilities to manage the data, users, some groups, security, and some applications. Okay, so all these things are managed by server in the network operating system. Now let's discuss what is the meaning of server here. So server is nothing but it is a central device with which we can attach so many external devices जिनको की बोला जाता है clients. All these computers or all these devices connected to this server is called as clients or agents, right? So the primary purpose of network operating system is to allow shared file and printer access among multiple computers in a network, and typically network operating system is used in LANs, that is local area network. Some important examples of network operating system include Microsoft Windows Server 2003, Microsoft Windows Server 2008, Unix, Linux, and also you can add here Mac OS X. Okay, so all these are the examples of network operating system. Now, as you can see here, an operating system which includes software and associated protocols to communicate with other computer via network conveniently and cost effectively. So network operating system is very convenient way to communicate between the devices, and it is very cost effective way. Some advantage of using network operating system include the network traffic reduces because of this client server architecture. Okay, so because of this client server architecture, the network traffic get reduced. Also, this type of system is less expensive to set up and maintain. So maintenance of all these type of networks are very easy. And also student, one more important point you should note, that it is a centralized server. It is a centralized system, we can say. Centralized system means what? As I have told you, server here works like the centralized device. Okay, and the responsibility for the centralized device is to manage all the connected clients or all the connected devices. So because of its centralized architecture, it is highly stable. It is highly stable. Okay, next important point is security is server managed. All these computers are connected to server, and security responsibility of security is based on the server architecture here. Also, remote access to server is possible because different locations and types of systems are used over here. So all these are some advantages and disadvantages of using network operating system that are very important for every examination. Next type we have is real-time operating system. So here in this type, it is defined as data processing system. It is what? It is a data processing system in which we use time intervals. So whenever you see a word like time interval, that means we are talking about real time operating systems. Okay, and here we can use only small interval of times. It is so small that it can control the environment of the operating system. The time taken by system to respond to an input. Let's say this is an operating system. the input given to this operating system and we are waiting for its output. Okay, so this particular thing is called response time. So time taken by system to respond to an input and display the required updated information or output is termed as the response time. Okay, this is very important statement. And one more thing you should note that the example of real-time operating system is what? This application is basically used in military applications. For example, if you want to drop a missile, then the missile is supposed to be dropped with a certain precision within a certain time interval. So because of this time interval, we can use real-time operating system in military operations, military applications. Okay, so other than this, we have basically three types of real-time operating system. First is hard real-time. Second is we have soft real-time. And third type we have is firm real-time. So all these types are very important. We will discuss all these in next video. Right? So students, these are the types of real-time operating system. Next is advantages. So this type of operating system easy to lay out. Its layout is very easy, its development is very easy, and it execute real-time applications under real-time operating systems. So whenever a person, whenever a system talks about real-time applications, whenever we are working with real-time application, it is the best choice for you, that is real-time operating systems. Okay, next point is in a real-time operating system, the maximum utilization of devices and systems are done here. Some disadvantages include its development is very costly. Its development is very costly. Okay? It is very easy to maintain and easy to development, but it is very costly. Real-time operating systems are very complex and can consume critical CPU cycles. So remember this keyword critical CPU cycles, right? So this is all about real-time operating systems. Next type we have is time sharing. So in time sharing operating system, computer resources are allocated in a time dependent fashion. So time, here you can see time dependent fashion to several programs simultaneously. What does it mean is here we have a central device, let's say CPU. With this CPU, we have connected so many external clients or external devices. Okay, so in this operating system, computer resources are allocated in a time dependent fashion to several programs simultaneously. Thus it helps to provide a large number of users direct access to the main computer. So here this is the main computer and many users can access this main computer all together. Okay, here every computer has given some time slices under which they have to complete their particular task. Also, it is an important statement, please note this. So time sharing operating system logical extension is a logical extension of multi-programming. Logical extension of multi-programming. Okay, so in time sharing, the CPU is switched among multiple programs given by different users on a scheduled basis. So say I have told you time slices are given here. So scheduled, all the devices are scheduled in this type of operating system and it automatically fulfill its demand by the central devices. Okay. So what is CPU scheduling? We will discuss in next videos. This is a separate topic. CPU scheduling is a separate topic that is very important for every examination. Right. So next type we have is distributed operating system. So distributed systems are multiple central processors. They have multiple central processors to serve multiple time applications and multiple users. Distributed means it is distributed among so many users, so many computer systems. The processors communicate with one another through various communication lines like telephone lines, etc. The distributed operating system is not installed on a single machine. It is divided into parts, and these parts are loaded in different machines. Okay, डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करने का मतलब होता है किसी चीज को बांट देना सभी लोगों के बीच में. वहां पर भी यही चीज होती है कि इट इज नॉट properly installed in single device. It is divided into so many devices and work together. A part of distributed operating system is installed in each machine to make their communication possible. So some advantages of using this operating system is that with resource sharing facility, a user at one site may be able to use the resources available on the other. So user at one side of the network can access the application of this particular system that is available on the another side of the system. Also speed up the exchange of data within one another via electronic mail. So better service hoti hai isme customer ki. This is called distributed operating system, and in this type of system we can use a central device like gateways. Gateways, what it is, a it is an important term related to computer network. Okay, so gateways are the central devices that allow a user to share or access the data within different protocol, within devices that follow different protocols, right? Other than this, sharing of resources is done here, and this type of system is fault tolerant. Yani ki it can easily tolerate the faults under these operating systems. So all these types are very important. I hope students everything is clear to you. If any